idea. We can try to get on the opposite side of the tree by completely going quite a bit blind.
Hey guys, Rafe here from Evolve Move Play. Today I'm with Victor from Tarzan Movement.
What's up, guys?
This is our last day of my trip in Europe. Victor has brought us on a crazy adventure through the backwoods of Barcelona to one of the most incredible oak trees I've ever seen. And it's all
Quay.
from Pocahontas. And yeah, it's all like death-defying heights off the ground, so let's have fun. It's really fun to see you moving up here, Victor. Yeah, I've seen your movement on Instagram, but it's a very different kind of experience to watch. Kind of the fluidity of the way you move between the quadrupedal and the hanging and the balancing and the way you're integrating the jumps now. And the confidence, pretty high up in a tree, you say it's not high, but some of these movements here are probably 8 meters off the ground.
Sometimes 10 up there.
10 meters off the ground. And pretty slender limbs. This one you did up here, I definitely not trust with my weight. How many kilos are you?
I'm 70, yeah.
I'm 100, so.
I see. Yeah.
I'm enjoying moving this tree very much. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful tree. I noticed both training with Leo and then training with you that there's a real sense of leaning into feel, of trying to avoid over-intellectualizing, and of recognizing that movement in this environment is so much about a sensitivity that is cultivated over time and a deep relationship with the trees. And before we put the cameras on as we were driving up here, you were talking a lot about how many people now are watching these videos and seeing, you've been in the trees for 20 years more.
Not really. I was always related to the tree, but not necessarily like having a practice like this.
Yeah.
It is more like 3 years now.
3 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like since I started teaching. Oh, look. This happened, guys. It's completely fine. You will recover. Yes, but no, since 3 years I validated more. Like I give it a space, and I knew this is important for me from early days, since I was a kid. But pushing society, the society that push you a lot and challenge you a lot. So until I find my own space, my own bubble into, being okay with whatever the war is, I was able to validate something that is important to me.
Yeah.
And then 3 years now, it's been like, yeah.
But you were definitely climbing trees. When we did our interview for the podcast, I think you talked about finding the trees when you were in college.
Yes.
Yeah, there was
that was a different experience. Like that was more like, imagine we come to this tree and we just sit, like we hide. It's almost like hiding from the wall.
Yeah.
You see? And in this hiding and in this removing all the stimulation, there was no phone or anything at the time for me. So it was just like escaping from home, escaping from people, from stimulation, from everything. Just like meeting the raw nature and meeting the raw me, whatever that is. And yeah, somehow there was silence on that at some point. And I feel like it's on that silence where you see things the way they are.
Beautiful. Yeah. I think I'm very scientific in the way that I think about training in many ways, but I've also spent a lot of time just in the tree and cultivating that feel, and as a child as well, many years just climbing trees. And I think there's been moments when I've been alone in my practice, where it's just me and the trees, where there's this moment where you kind of, the sense of like yourself is separate from the tree, just goes away, and it's like the whole nature sort of starts to feel like you're participating fully in it.
Yeah.
And you're kind of, the part of your brain that you occupy all the time sort of recedes, and it's really a joyful experience, very meaningful. And so I think it's really been fun for me, and a kind of reminder to stay true to the feel, to really like lean into the felt and sensual experience of moving in these trees, and let them teach me without always necessarily putting all the words to it and trying to articulate it and say everything that it needs to be about.
Okay. I have an idea.
Okay.
We can follow our instincts and boom, everything black.
Mm-hmm.
And though we have backup memories, we can try to get on the opposite side of the tree by completely going quadruped and blind. Right?
Okay. I follow you, I try. I may have to open my eyes, may have to go down to my belly.
Sure, do your thing. Like, there's not so much about what shape do we take, but if we get in connection with the tree and ourselves, yeah.
Okay.
Sing in so many places, I guess it must be and still, for you only saw something you can play without the chord.
This tree looks pretty good for working on my foot technique.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of dance-like quality to your movement, Victor.
You know the one behind?
Yeah, I saw that.
Like it gives you room for the arms to move again.
I have a couple questions for you, Victor. Your strength, right? You have a lot of strength to pull yourself in the trees. Do you work on that with classic calisthenics, or is all your strength development coming through these kind of drills?
So it goes by season. Sometimes friends are like doing handstand and I join. I get bored, I do something else. Sometimes we go and, I don't know, scout the forest and we go together and do it. Sometimes somebody like you come and show up something.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, interesting, let's learn it, you know. Sometimes Leo who brings something up. So I don't quite have like a routine of anything. If anything is moving in trees.
Okay.
And more I've been teaching,
Yeah.
I develop my strength teaching,
Okay.
basically. So more than specific training is like the repeated exposure
Yeah.
to the demand of the trees. Like a simple tree can give you a lot of demand to develop
For sure.
strength, awareness,
sure.
everything.
Yeah.
Like all that.
Mobility too. That's the other thing I noticed is that you have incredible hip mobility and ankle mobility, which allows you to get into a deeply compressed position. That's definitely like, it feels like a struggle for me.
Okay.
I think just injury history wise, who knows? Maybe I'm making excuses. I just spend more time in the tree. We'll see what happens.
But yeah, when we are like on the vines, this one here is like the most helpful one.
Yeah.
Because here you can be. One time we did it with Leo and we were like 10 minutes. And if you have to climb 50-meter vine, many times you're gonna be like that.
Yeah.
There's no way that you go all the way up like
Yeah.
straight forward, you know. So the ability to change into many positions.
Yeah.
It's all the locking. With the locking helps you to
Locking.
locking. I call it locking
Yeah.
because it's like you lock yourself into a tree.
Tree climbing rest positions.
Yeah. See? Even one leg.
Yep.
Or even this one is very hard. Using the strength on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, one more step. Pa, pa, pa. This one. Two.
So one thing I want you to note is how far out on the limb, on a slender limb, that limb is definitely much less thick than his forearm he is. That's because this is an oak tree. With the oaks, we can really trust them. But when you're starting, it's very important to keep your hands close to the trunk because that lever arm is a huge potential for a fracture depending on the type of tree you're on. Just always something I want to note is the necessity of understanding what type of tree you're on and where the most safety is found. Whew.
Okay. Okay. Now try to rotate them downward. Yeah. The more you rotate them, easy for them.
This one?
Uh-huh. So, for example, you can go out and try to like, okay, I do one step, one resting position. Another step, another resting position difference. Okay. Now, try to be on quadruped, and I give you some tips, and let's see if they make you feel better. So first thing would be like, imagine when we are a biped animals, we are 100% on our feet, right?
Yeah.
When we are four legs animal,
Yeah.
we are 50-50,
Okay.
right? So think about, feel 50 in your arms, 50 in your feet. First thing, yeah. And that would change depend on the, right? The inclination of the tree. Okay. Next thing is, if we were to about balance our body, shaking to the side, we want our knees to be, yes, as a little bit more wide. And that help you in the hip to have more room to your hip settle down more, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, those muscles are not prepared in me. It's interesting. As soon as I turn it out, I can
Which
feel
one?
that deep groin, the same thing that I was struggling with in the tree climbing. When I go here, it's like, whoa, the muscles
Here.
go, pop, 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 yeah.
Okay. Okay. The next thing would be where you use more your tiptoes than your arch, because the tiptoe have like give you an extra range, right?
It's not this.
Not that, but more like tiptoes. But then remember, you are a big guy, so if you compress your body, you will arch to
Yeah.
compensate. But when you wash a cat, a dog, a monkey, when you see these kind of animals that they work on four legs, they always kind of relax. Because imagine that would be like full tense the whole day. It would be like too much for them. So they need to fall into their own weight and put it more into pillars. It's
Yeah.
like a house. These are the pillars, and the roof is just sitting there. You know? So for that, you need to relax the scapula, which is the opposite of calisthenic, climbing, and all the other sports that use a lot of energy and big muscles. Here is about efficiency of making your, how do you say, like your limbs like pillars, right?
Resting on the bones.
Resting on your bones structure, and that would be the first thing, like how you get to rest on your bone, how you relax your scapula, they will join together. You open up your knees, and you also relax your back like an arching thing, like a yoga thing, almost like. Let's try that now. Okay, so 50-50. Now you are too much in your feet, which bring a lot of tension. You can go up. Think about your hip with your shoulder as a line. Yes, more like that.
Okay. Pillar. Ball of the foot. Ball of the foot.
Put it on your arms. Grip. And relax the scapula. Don't compress too much your body. Okay, that's way better.
Felt much easier. So one of the movements that I saw you do is that when you're going downhill,
Yeah.
you lead with your legs and you swing your leg around the side.
It's actually a kung fu movement. So in kung fu they do this, right?
Yeah.
And then they shoot the body very low, which, by the way, already to give you a turn around, right? What they do is they slide the feet, they keep it very low, just shifting the balance. So I don't think into 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, you know? If we don't teach that they are one move, you know, the students tend to think that they are separate. So the idea is to aggregate the whole movement, the whole exercise into one idea. Okay, I want to get low because I want to follow here, but immediately I follow because, you know, and it's not separated idea. Yes.
Okay. My hips are done. Why am I so tired?
Because you've been with Leo. Leo is a natural tire.
Vic, thank you, my friend.
You're welcome.
It was really beautiful to see the way that you move and also learn from you. I feel like I learned a lot about the tree climbing and the quadrupedal on the tree. And if I learned a lot, I'm sure that the audience is also gonna learn a lot. And I'm really excited to share this. And now I can go back and go to my home spots and have just a little bit more ideas to play with to prepare myself. So the next time, I'm more comfortable.
Sure.
All the way up there following you.
The hip, the hip.
The hips. It was really wonderful. I really love your energy and your way. And I can't wait till the next time we're training together.
Maybe in your place.
Yeah, come visit me soon. Boom.